Module 6, Human Activity and the Environment. Most essential learning competencies are: describe how people generate different types of waste as they make use of various materials and resources in everyday life. Explain how different types of waste affect people's health and the environment. Cite ways of reducing the production of waste at home, in school, and around the community. Learning objectives are: describe the type of waste generated by a typical household, enumerate and describe the environmental and health impact of the improper disposal of household waste, describe the waste produced from different sources and their effect on human health and the environment, and propose ways to reduce the volume of waste. Waste. Waste is defined as unwanted and unusable materials, and it is regarded as a substance which is of no use. Waste that we see in our surroundings is also known as garbage, and garbage is mainly considered as a solid waste that includes waste from our houses, known as domestic waste, waste from our schools, offices, known as municipal waste, and waste from industries and factories. Types of household waste. If your family is anything like mine, then I'm sure you produce a lot of household waste. You probably thrown all your waste into the bin without even considering if anything can be recycled. It's okay. We have all done this at least once. However, this is not a good way to get rid of your waste. It will only end up in a landfill, which greatly affects our environment. There are some types of waste which are recyclable, whereas others are not. So knowing these different types of waste, you will be able to better understand what you can and cannot recycle. Liquid waste is commonly found both in households as well as in industries. This waste includes dirty water, organic liquids, wash water, waste detergents, and even rainwater. All manufactured liquid waste is classified as point source waste. On the other hand, natural liquid waste is classified as non-point source waste. 2. Solid rubbish. Solid rubbish can include a variety of items found in your household along with commercial and industrial locations. And solid rubbish is commonly broken down into the following types. We have plastic waste. Plastic is not biodegradable, but many types of plastic can be recycled. Plastic should not be mixed in with your regular waste. It should be sorted and placed in your recycling bin. Paper, card waste. Paper can also easily be recycled and reused. Tins and metals. Most metals can be recycled too. And last, we have ceramics and glass. These items can easily be recycled. 3. Organic waste is another common household which includes all food waste, garden waste, and rotten meat, which over time, organic waste is turned into manure by microorganisms. However, this does not mean that you can dispose them anywhere. Organic waste in landfills causes the productions of methane, so it must never be simply discarded with general waste. 4. Recyclable rubbish. It includes all waste items that can be converted into products that can be used again. solid items such as paper, metals, furniture, and organic waste can all be recycled. 5. Hazardous waste. It includes all types of rubbish that are flammable, toxic, corrosive, and reactive. These items can harm you as well as the environment and must be disposed of correctly. Make sure that you segregate your waste into these different types to ensure proper waste removal. What are the classifications of waste? There are different classifications depending on their origin, composition, danger, and others. Classification: sources of waste. 1. Industrial waste. Waste created in factories and industries resulting from the processes of manufacture, processing, utilization, consumption, cleaning, or maintenance generated by industrial activity. Number 2. Commercial waste. It is a waste produced in schools, shops, and offices. 3. Domestic waste. Household-generated waste as a result of domestic activities. Similar waste generated in the service sector and in some industries are also considered to be domestic. 4. Agricultural waste. It is a waste produced as a result of various agricultural operations, which includes manure and other waste from farms, poultry houses, and slaughterhouses, harvest waste, fertilizers run off from fields, and pesticides that enter into water, air, or soils. Other sources of waste, which includes mining waste, constructions, demolition waste, and wastewater treatment. Types of waste, we have number 1, biodegradable waste. These are waste materials which are and can be easily degraded by natural factors like microbes, example bacteria, fungi, and few others. And also biodegradable waste is a form of waste originating naturally from plant or animal sources which may be degraded by other living organisms, and it can be usually found in municipal solid waste such as green waste, food waste, paper waste, and biodegradable plastics. Some of the sources contain human waste, slaughterhouse waste, and the like. While non-biodegradable material is a type of material which cannot be broken down by natural organisms and serve as a source of pollution. 3. Chemical waste is a waste that is made from harmful chemicals, mostly produced by large factories. It is any solid, liquid, or gaseous waste material that, if improperly managed or disposed of, may pose substantial hazards to human health and the environment. Radioactive waste is another special type of waste, which is known as a nuclear fuel that is produced after being used inside of a nuclear reactor. It is a waste byproduct from fuel processing plants, hospitals, and research facilities. 2. Sanitary waste, by which the activities resulting in the productions and management of biosanitary and cytotoxic waste is regulated, are those by whatever state are generated in health centers, health clinics, and hospitals, including packaging and packaging waste, both with or without contact. 3. Construction and demolition waste. It is generated whenever any construction demolition activity takes place, such as building roads, bridges, flyover, subway, remodeling, and the like. It consists mostly of inert and non-biodegradable materials such as concrete, plaster, metal, wood, plastics, and others. How waste affect people's health and the environment. Uncollected solid waste increases risk of injury and infection. Waste from agriculture and industries can also cause serious health risks. Other than this, the co-disposal of industrial hazardous waste with municipal waste can expose people to chemical and radioactive hazards. Plastics discarded into the environment virtually leach toxic chemicals into the land and seas, which lead to soil, air, and water contaminations. As the release of chemical waste into the environment that leads to chemical poisoning that greatly impact on animals and some other forms of marine life. Many people don't give a second thought to waste or the materials they discard, but there are many implications of waste ranging from the inefficient use of raw materials to faulty products and wasted labor to the unnecessary use of energy. Proper waste management involves the use of garbage as a valuable sources or resources, usually by recycling items that don't need to end up in a landfill. It is a process that involves not only garbage removal companies but also households and businesses through the disposal of products they no longer have use for in a safe and efficient manner. Here are some ways to manage waste properly. Number 1, source reductions and reuse. This is the strategy most commonly used by governments and local authorities. The objective is to reduce the heavy reliance on raw materials that are continuously getting depleted in an effort to conserve the environment. Proper waste disposal and management can be done by applying 3R: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reducing means lessening the amount of trash, garbage produced. Reusing refers to using materials more than once, while recycling means creating new material or product out of trash or garbage. Solutions: reducing solid waste. Refuse to buy items that we really don't need. Reduce, consume less, and live a simpler and less stressful life by practicing simplicity. Reuse, rely more on items that can be used over and over. Repurpose, use something for another purpose instead of throwing it away. Recycle, paper, glass, cans, plastics, and buy items made from recycled materials. 2. Recovery and recycling. Recovery involves the use of discarded items for other meaningful uses. Recycling involves converting trash into new products to reduce the productions of fresh materials and conserve energy. In addition to reducing the creations of new materials, recycling decreases energy usage, reduces air and water pollution, reduces the volume of trash sent to landfills, and reduces greenhouse gas emissions. 3. Landfills. This is the most common waste disposal method today. It involves burying trash in the land while taking measures to eliminate both odors and the risk of toxic substances seeping into the ground and contaminating water sources. With the strong presence of landfill gases such as methane and land scarcity, many garbage removal companies are considering other options than this. 4. Combustion incineration. Municipal solid waste that cannot be recycled are burned at high temperatures to reduce its volume by up to 80%. This means that the residue occupies 20 to 30% of the landfill space that would have been occupied by the solid waste, reducing the stress on landfills. Also referred to as thermal treatment, this method can also be used to generate heat, gas, and steam for power. 5. Composting. This is a common technique in organic farming where the organic materials sit in one place for months to allow for decomposition. This is a natural biodegradation process of organic waste such as kitchen waste and plant remains that converts them into nutrient-filled food for plants.
World population growth is negatively impacting the planet. Apart from global warming and resource overexploitation, waste generation is a major problem. For example, every European citizen generates an average of 1.69 kilograms of waste per day. That is more than 620 kilograms per year. Over 60% of waste generation results of product containers and packages that are often made to be disposed of after one use. Until recently, waste management was focused on dumping waste in landfills or incinerating it. This approach is not sustainable for several reasons. It poses serious risks for the environment, living beings, and people's health. It fails to reduce the consumption of resources, raw materials, and energy. It does not address the cause of the problem, the consumption model, but only the consequences, the waste management. Until recently, the production and consumption model was mainly linear. That is, it comprised a sequence of stages: resource extraction, production, consumption, and waste disposal. This model, in which waste is disposed of, is highly polluting as it damages the water in rivers and oceans, lowering the quality of drinking water, the land by reducing soil quality and causing desertification, the air, which becomes polluted, provoking global warming. This pollution also has serious consequences for flora and fauna and for people's health. The way of fighting these effects starts with changing our model of production and consumption from a linear economy to a circular economy. In order to do so, it is essential that companies and consumers change their way of thinking and acting. Companies must design products in accordance with a circular economy approach, using waste as raw materials and reducing the use of resources. But consumers also have a great responsibility. Consumers must use products responsibly, applying the 3 R's rule: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reducing means preventing the generation of waste, modifying our consumption habits, and purchasing products responsibly. Reusing means using a product again for the same function by repairing it or for alternative uses, extending its useful life. And recycling means reintroducing waste materials into the production cycle as raw materials. The 3 R's rule is hierarchical, which means that actions are ordered according to their priority. First, reduce consumption. Second, reuse products. Third, recycle only when the first 2 options are not feasible. How can we do this? Here are some ideas to implement the 3 R's. To reduce our consumption, we can limit the purchase of products that are disposable or have bulky packaging. Reduce plastic bag use when shopping. Use electrical appliances efficiently. purchase the products we need through the sharing economy. Make the most of municipalities' public services. We can reuse products mainly by repairing electrical appliances instead of buying new ones, being more creative, to give a second life to objects that have already been used. To recycle, we must separate different types of waste correctly and throw them into the appropriate trash bin or take them to waste management centres. Applying the 3 R's rule is really beneficial for society and for the planet. It is up to us to change our production and consumption models, support sustainable growth, and create a better future for everyone.
Activity Sheet 1.1. Write down 10 eco-friendly ways to deal with household waste and design 1 eco-friendly poster. Followed by a guide questions. What are the causes and effects of improper waste disposal? 2. Why it's important to segregate waste at home? And 3. How does